Hello friends and hello student. My name is Ashok Sijala. In this session, we learn the delete one element from one-dimensional array in C language. So first, share my laptop screen and here fix the position so you can watch better my video lecture. And Turbo C++, I double click and take some process. And now yes is open. So Alt F file menu and taking new file. And here our goal, write a program to delete an element from one dimensional array. Yes, that is our definition. So delete in first previous my video lecture we can plus n, that size of one dimensional array, and here we can minus because the decrement size is decreased because one element is removed from your uh, one dimensional array list. So just start here. We can first include our header file, and that is a conio console input output, and then standard input output, and then void main. So first we can scan and print one dimensional array. So yes, here we can take like p as a, because we have to take afterward as a dynamic array. First we can take as a static array. So then size of array, then I, so here I 20 size, and then we can take delete for d element d. So that is sufficient. Let us take and clear the string, and first we can scan the array size. So enter 1D array size, and then you can scan a function. So percentage %d and ampersand n, and then one message. You can say that enter 1D array elements and slash n, and then take one for loop. So 1D array is a for loop, and two-dimensional array two for loop. So I is 0, I less than n, and I plus plus. And here we can take first index, scan time, and print time. So p of percentage d, we can take p is a pointer. So afterward we can take pointer because we can take the dynamic one-dimensional array. So you can also take x. Generally we can take as x as our array name. Yes, and then scan completed perfectly. So I copy this and paste to our printing part. So input and output. So first we can take input and output, then process. So that is our technique. So yes, I first remove this, means enter word and 1D array element R, and here we can not require slash n because we can provide in printf statement here slash n. So every element in new line, and here no required to brace because only one statement, that is a optional, and percentage d, so that brace is removed. And yes, every definition my the technique we can take first what is a input, and what is a process, and what is a output. So here input output is complete. Yes, so divide and conquer, there are three parts to your any definition. So here that is our input. Yes, and then here we can start our output. So in between we can take some logic. So yes, I first save this file. So 1D array and delete element. So del.c. So yes, first I compile. Yes, there is no any warning and no any error. We can start like 5. Okay, so with index and with the scan time, we can also take index and print one dimensional array, also take the index, and there is perfectly to print our element. I give the sequence, but you can also change. And now here we can take some process, and that first we can enter the delete element. So just enter delete element and scan. So here our logic is start and then D for delete, and we can take the for loop. So we can first search that element. So also that search element of logic is also covering this logic. So let us take, so if condition, if x no p of I, u of I equal to D, then we can break this loop. So break keyword use. So only that two, yes. So when we can search for element D, so any element you can enter from the list of one dimensional array. That is, I think, very simple. So whenever our search element is find equal operator relational, so that loop is terminate break, and then we can take j variable, so that we can swap every element to our index. So here j equal to I. So whenever I is terminate, means that loop is terminate, that start is the j, and j less than n and j plus plus. And here we can p of I or p I, yes, I plus I plus 1. So all element is shifting to next. So because one element remove. So in previously insert we can minus, but here we can plus. Same logic here is there. And then here n minus minus. So that is a in previously logic, that is a reverse order. Means first we can search our element for delete, yes, and then loop is back, and then that we can start the j loop, and then I and I plus j, yes. So that remove element taking the next element, all are shifting, and then our index is means size of array is minus minus. So all are shifting to forward plus plus I plus 1. In previously we can I minus 1, and then n plus plus size is increased, but here size is decreased because one element is removed from your list. So let us take that work or not. So yes, I give the 5 and 11, 12, 2 digit. Any you can give only one digit and enter your delete element. So I give the 13. Yes, and so yes, 13 is deleted perfectly, but that 14, yes, that two time, yes, that not means shifting is not perfectly. All are perfectly. So yes, that is index is less. Yes, and 13 take the 14, but 14 take not that our required position. So yes, so what happened? So yes, here we can use the j index. Yes, so I think let us take. So all are well, I think. So now that complete, let us take it that work or not. So again, I give the same element 11, 12, 13, 14, and 15, and remove the 30. So yes, that perfectly works. So that is a index missing. So that is a our element is remove 13, but we can not I, but j index. Yes, I is a that not perfectly means that we can watch take, then we can understand. So what happened here? So yes, here I start the watch window. So yes, here we can take element, that is not problem, but here we can search element. So and then alter W and take the watch window, alter W and take output window. So here first our search element, that is a D, yes, then uh, P of J, that is our comparison, then P of J plus 1. So that is a shifting element, yes, and let us check any other required. Okay, and n is minus, that is no, and P of I, yes, so that is a matching our element. So P of I, that is also J of I, but that both index is separately maintained. And yes, I start watch. So first I control F9, run that program and give the phi exactly. And our previously element 11, 12, 13, 14, and 15. And now I give 13. So middle means any you have to choice, but here I take only third, that is index 2, but position is 3, 13 element. So yes, here our 13, and then I, yes, here we can also take as a I variable. So and n is a phi, yes, n is a, we can take n as a phi element, yes, there is no problem. So now I press F7, so you have to know very well, Alt R here, trace into F7 function key. So I press F7, yes, then P of I, yes, P of I is 11, first start 0. So that is not if condition true, so that I plus plus, so I is now 1, 0 to 12, that is no match because element is 13, yes, now match. So that loop is terminate because that element is same, and here D or desire means desire, or you can say that delete, yes, so D for delete. Yes, and F7 I press and break. So loop is back. And now that is I is 2 and directly assigned to J. So over, yes, here I take also J. So you can watch here that garbage. Now initialize I. So I is 2. So here or that is element is a 13. So 13 replaced by I plus J plus 1, and J is 13, but J plus 1 is 40. Next our element, look in this index. So that is a override, means that position our 13 element remove. So we can plus and 14 to that 13 that replaced over 14 element to 13 element to 14, replace that element. So look here that 14, and now 14 is both place. Here there are two place 14, you can look over I is a 2 and then J is a 3 because J plus plus. So here look here after J is 3 but I is 2, both position that 14. So that is a one time that 14, and now 14 we can take 15. So because already 14 we can take in the second index because that is 13 position. Yes, look here. So 14 in two index and third index both is 14. So now we can four index take the 15. So 15 is 2 plus, and we can minus n. So that 15 is gone because there are 2 times 15 already. So that is last status or element. So yes, I press F7. So J plus plus. So here J is 3, now 4. Yes, look now that 15. Okay, so J is a 4, and now that also 4 index that not require equal because that is also 15, but here is now 15. So that is condition is now terminate because J plus plus, so J is 5 and N is also 5. So condition not equal to means J less than N. So and J minus minus. So 4, yes, that index is less 1, and then our element is print by one. So look in the output window here, 11, 12, now 13 is gone, replaced to 14, then 14 replaced to 15, and 2 times 15, that one index is gone. So that is a deleted. So yes, very simple logic here we have to tell. So yes, now I can full screen, means that is a, I close this watch window because that is last time here we saw that is full screen. So I control first I F9, so that selection gone, and here we can reach in red our selection of trace window. So that is a red line. I remove control F8 again, go that and control press F8 again, and then now full screen. Okay, so here our first that is technique to delete one element, and now I take the dynamic element means array. So you can also, that is static array. Now here we can take as a pointer and remove this static initialization subscript. So what to do? So here we can take as a p, and you have to know malloc function. So malloc and calloc. So both we have to use, yes, and Malloc return data type is a void pointer. So here we can need as a typecasting integer. And then n multiply size of integer. So that is a dynamic initialization, yes. And so memory is reserved. So after we can here print our element and we can free the p for pointer. So malloc and calloc. So malloc and free function first we can use. And now there is control to yourself. There is no, so I previously take as a p. Otherwise you can also take as x, but here p is a pointer. So we can take p as a static and now that dynamic array. So malloc and calloc we can use and free function also. So here there are any number of element you can give. I give randomly and we can remove that element. Yes, so that possibility. So here there are two. So two I give 2 times and then first I give 2. So that is a search, that is our second because that is a apply to first. So all element look now index minus minus and 1 2 is a index 2, that is third element is gone. So our last that is array is listed. So just perfectly work. And now calloc I use. So malloc is a, there are two, now only one argument. Calloc is 2, so only comma and here m to c calloc. So there is no any change. Yes, so let us take. So I give 5 and previous element. So only 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 3, or we can go as a 4. Yes, look that 4 is gone. So that very easy. So yes, that is a, first we can apply the static one-dimensional array and then dynamic malloc and calloc both we have to use. So here that is a malloc, so only one argument, calloc so two arguments, and that is dynamic array and that is a logic. Yes, so here is a logic, so you can look very easy. So that part is a logic. So here our input, yes, here there are input part and here our output part. So after this, so here is our output and free function. So whenever you can use malloc or calloc and real of function, you can must be use the free function. So their memory is a release. But otherwise, what happened? Comparer reserve that block, not assigned to give to any other variable. So that is our responsibility. We can use malloc, so you can apply the calloc function. Or calloc or malloc, so free function must be. So here we can use the free function. So free is a release the memory and one technical word deallocation the memory. So yes, write this program to your C notebooks and yes, I'll complete this session. So close this file. Yes, and okay, so very simple and very interesting. Here we can take the logic and that is a benefit for your C developing logic. Your simple technique, how to delete one element from one dimensional array. So yes, I close Alt F3 function key, quit and quit. So subscribe my channel Ashok Sijal icon, press the bell icon to never miss any update. Thanks for your watching, supporting and sharing my video lecture, and Hare Krishna.